So when I saw what Tyrone Mings had tweeted in his response to the Home Secretary, Priti Patel, it was another illustration of the brilliant trend that we're starting to see more and more from professional football players. High-level pro players using their status and their influence to evoke positive changes in the world. And we're going to come on to that in just a moment. But following on from that racist abuse received by Marcus Rashford, Jadon, Sancho and Bukayo Saka, it brought back so many memories of me of England's qualifiers and also English teams playing in Europe recently. Now, I used to absolutely scoff at those Eastern European countries. So much backward racism. They were 50 years behind my beloved England. But how naive I've been to the deep-lying racism that exists on our very own doorstep. Now, I back anyone who does anything peaceful against or to overcome discrimination. And my own personal belief is that taking the knee should continue indefinitely. It is a show of solidarity and a visual display of uniting against something that is unacceptable. However, it is also abundantly clear that taking the knee on its own is like throwing pebbles at a tank, and criticising racists who have very little to lose where they're sitting behind anonymous social media accounts, this is also clearly doing very little. So what else can we do? For me, Tyrone Mings has done something today that has the possibility to do enormous things in this ongoing campaign against racism, turning the attention towards those with the power to make changes. But not just with the power to make the changes, they also have the most to lose if changes are not made. Politicians should be concerned. Footballers have the power to change public opinion, and this change in public opinion can mean changes in voting and ultimately which government gets into power. Now, we've already seen the brilliance of Marcus Rashford and his campaign for school meals, and even the tiniest gestures that footballers make get massive attention. Now, if I myself walked down the street today, took off my sweaty shirt and I tried to give it to a member of the public, I'm going to guess that I am not going to get the same reaction as when Mason Mount gave his shirt to the girl in the crowd. Now, because of social media, we get to see the ugliness of the world, such as this horrible racism, but we also get to see the greatness also. 20 years ago, it was just newspapers that controlled our perception of footballers and what they were all about. Now, we get to see the charity work. We get to see the time they spend with disadvantaged children, the massive, meaningful and positive influence they have on so many young people in this country, not just when they get things wrong, as we all do at some times in our lives. Footballers now have a powerful voice that they are using to make positive changes to this world we live in, and I thank them. I thank them and I support them for very selfish reasons, as I want my children to grow up in a world that is tolerant, a world that is kind, a world that picks people up when they're down, no matter what their background, no matter what their race, religion, heritage, sexual orientation, or anything else. And there is no doubt in my mind that footballers are helping to change the world for my children, but also yours too. And to Tyrone Mings, you are another shining example of this.